Indiana Jones teams up with an insufferable feminist to save Hitler. That's what the movie's about. Hold on, what? That's what the movie's about.
Wokeness. Is it ruining Hollywood? A lot of people say that. A lot of people are teaming up together. They're coming out and calling Hollywood out. And saying that Hollywood is dead. Well, sorry to do this to you guys, but I'd be a part of that group. Hollywood is dead. Hollywood is just not good anymore. They're evil. They promote evil. They promote wokeness. And I know I just did quotation marks, but I actually mean it. There's so much terrible things. Terrible films, TV shows that are produced now in Hollywood. And we have so many streaming platforms that are putting out different things that are woke, and then there's some companies that aren't. And then some of the anti-woke video, movie, TV distributions are not doing very good with it. Daily Wire. Go check out my reaction to their newest show. But wokeness, it's ruining Hollywood. And what are we going to do about it? There's a lot we could do. But the most that we can do about it is talk about it. The most that we can do about it is to continue to call Hollywood out on their shit. And of course, there are other big companies that are producing wokeness, such as the platform you are watching this on right now, YouTube. YouTube is one of the worst currently right now. So many people are getting kicked off this site for speaking the truth. I've had several videos removed in the last year and a half, and it's stupid. It is so stupid. I don't know what is going on, but it's time for wokeness to end. And the most we can do is talk about it. So today we're going to be checking out a video from an interview on a podcast that a man that I actually respect, because he is one of the leading YouTubers right now of the anti-woke community, of just Hollywood's dead. It's time to make movies great again. The man, the myth, the legend, Nerdrodic. If you don't know who Nerdrodic is, you're missing out. I highly suggest you go subscribe to his channels. Yes, he has several channels. I will link them all in the description box below. And his whole crew that he does videos with, just great. There is just non-stop fun, laughter, and maybe it might come off as rude to you guys. Get over it. The thing is, we have to make fun of woke culture. We have to make fun of Hollywood, because if we don't, nothing's going to happen. As you guys have seen, The Rings of Power Season 2 trailer was released recently, and it got obliterated. Obliterated. It was demolished. And Warner Bros. Was smart because they were like, yeah, Warner Bros. HBO, sorry. Same company. Warner Bros. Owns HBO. But they were like, yeah, we're going to compete with that, and we're going to release our trailer for House of the Dragon Season 2. So, Rings of Power Season 2 and House of the Dragon Season 2 are in competition right now on YouTube, and obviously House of the Dragon Season 2 trailer is doing a lot better because nobody wants to watch the Rings of Power and the garbage that they're releasing. They ruined Middle Earth. They ruined Tolkien's vision, and it is absolutely disgusting. The only thing I will prop that show for doing is using prosthetics with a lot of the things, because that's the one thing I absolutely did not like about the Hobbit movies. I know there are big lovers of those films, but I was not a big fan of the Hobbit films. However, I would watch the Hobbit films over Rings of Power. But the Hobbit films really ruined themselves by using so much CGI. They relied on CGI, they ruined it, and that's the only downfall, and I guess the story wasn't that great. But The Rings of Power is complete shit. It's garbage. The only upside is they don't rely on CGI all the time. And, but yeah, wokeness killed the show. And when I mean by wokeness, I mean DEI, which is diversity, ethnicity, inclusion. And, it's just, it's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? I don't think there should be a problem. If you want to cast an all-white cast, there should be no harm, no foul. It does not mean that you are racist if you want a full white cast. It does not mean that you're a racist. It just means that the story you are telling, the story you are promoting, is meant to be portrayed by white people. The same goes for movies that have black people in them. There's a lot of movies about that. A lot of movies about black culture. Okay? So what? I mean, there's movies for certain things, okay? And just because somebody doesn't have a black person or an Asian in their movie or TV show does not mean that it's a racist TV show or movie. It just means they do not need that ethnicity in their show. But now there's the whole DEI rule in Hollywood, where each TV show and movie, they have to have somebody of color in their movie or TV show, or pretty much they're not gonna make your show. You're not gonna win an award. You're not gonna get noticed. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And Hollywood is dead because of this. And we could totally go down the whole alphabet community situation too, which is a part of the DEI, which is, the inclusion part. But we're not going to go into that. Instead, we're going to get going here, watch this interview. I'm splitting this into two little parts. I don't want to watch the full thing. There was just a few sections that I really wanted to watch, and this is my initial first reaction. I kind of did a little sneak peek to make sure this would be good content, and I think it's going to be. So we're gonna start on one part, and then we're gonna end at the other part. Okay, we're gonna kind of skip a lot of the stuff in the middle. And even though I respect everything that this podcast is doing, I just want to focus on what this video is about, and that is wokeness and how Hollywood is dead. All right, so let's get into the video. And you guys, also, just so you know, I have new merch designs and stickers that you guys might like. It's a fun play on Burger King. It's a parody that you could be an employee of Official Brandon Collins with the Burger King type logo. Go check it out. It's on my website, or not my website, it's on my merch store, on the website I'm making merch from. Go check those out, order something, and share and show off the brand of Official Brandon Collins. Alright guys, let's get into this video. Wait. Before you get into the video, let me talk to you about today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by MAGA Rats. We have all been through hard times in the past few years. The shaming, the fear of expressing our mind. It makes you question what it means to be an American. Some people break during hard times. Some people are made by hard times. These trials and tribulations define you. Your adversity is the badge of honor. We are survivors of hard times, and we're going to bring in the good times. They called us MAGA Rats. We took their insult and turned it into a symbol of pride that we have the courage to express our minds. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. This isn't about the left or the right. This isn't political. This is about being an American and expressing your mind. If you are made by hard times, you're right where you belong. If this message speaks to you, head on over to magarats.com and use coupon code EaglePass in the checkout for free shipping off of your first order. If this message speaks to you, help support MAGA Rats today. Thank you very much. Now let's get back into the video.
Ryan Kinnell, I love how hard you try to be masculine with your gruff exterior, and I know you hide behind your favorite naughty words.
This is from the Unsubscribed podcast, and they are interviewing Nerdrodic. Again, go subscribe to his channels and subscribe to the Unsubscribed podcast. These guys are pretty awesome.
Going into your favorite, so is your favorite film series Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
No, he hates it, dude.
No. That is, okay, so Cody's like, you fucking
So what did you think of Rings of Power then?
That's what I was about to.
Rings of Power was shit.
I couldn't even finish Rings of Power. I think I was just recently on my Amazon Prime account because I was catching up with the boys, the series The Boys. I don't hang out with nobody. It showed that I'd still not finished watching it, and it was just like, oh, hey, do you want to continue this episode? And I was like, a while ago, and I was just like, delete from my history. Hate the show.
And I knew it would be shit. It was funny how it played out, because once we heard that they were making, when I first heard it, I'm like, cool, Second Age, right on. And then I heard that they didn't have the rights to the Silmarillion, so I don't know how the hell you were going to do it. And then I found out they had the rights to the appendices. Then we found out, and this is years ahead, that Bad Reboot, they're from Bad Robot, J.J. Abrams, I won't go down that. It's terrible organization. They suck. They screwed up Star Wars, they screwed up Star Trek, and now they're offshoots. People like who weren't even good enough to work there took over the Rings of Power. The guys who run the Rings of Power wrote half of a bad Star Trek script, Star Trek Beyond. You remember that movie? Yeah. I hated it.
That was the third one?
That was the third one. They doctored a bit of that script, so they were given... they were put in charge of the most expensive TV show of all time and to adapt the greatest story ever written. And we just started clowning it, because once I heard that, I'm like, well, we've seen intersectional feminism in Star Trek and Star Wars and Marvel and just about everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if Galadriel was like all in armor and slaying orcs like she's cutting through butter. And sure as shit, that's what they did. And it was a joke. And like,
They
God
watched
dang,
your segment.
they're
You
that
probably
predictable.
yeah.
Oh my God, it was terrible. I can't even get into like. They had instances where she swam across the ocean. In the middle of the ocean, she just runs into Sauron on a raft. It's just it's the dumbest thing ever. If you don't understand the source material, it's hard to explain. But think The Last Jedi, but 1,000 times worse. That's what it was. And
you have good source. Like the Tolkien family was like, no, you can't fucking touch this.
Thank God.
There's certain stuff that they couldn't, like part of the Tolkien family sold them out, but they said you can only do the appendices. So it's like this much of the book at the end. It's like that much of the book they're adapting. And the worst part about it was like subverting everything Tolkien believed. Tolkien was a devout Catholic. This is a Christian work. I'm not even Christian, I'm saying this, but it has tons of themes.
Yeah.
And it's also not fantasy. It's written as a faux mythology that Tolkien felt, England was robbed of because they were.
Yeah.
And they lost a lot of their oral tradition and everything through, being conquered a lot. Maybe they shouldn't have been conquered so much, but that's the way it goes. And it didn't look very authentic. We had elves of color. We had hobbits of color.
And the irony of that, considering the original intent behind the Tolkien and everything like that, it goes back to South Park.
Make it really gay does.
And lame.
Yes.
Put a chick in it and make it gay. Make it fucking lame.
And I want it lame. It's my favorite part. No, it's frustrating because I can't go down the rabbit hole on this. It would take too long to explain, but Tolkien accounted for other races in his world. Like, it's there. But they flipped them on its head so they can just have, we want to have, because, everybody now needs to see themselves in everything. Like I can't watch Buffy anymore because I've never been a teenage vampire slayer. So I can't identify with her, obviously. I can't watch Angel. I've never been a vampire. So we have to see ourselves and everything. It's like super narcissistic and it kills imagination. And they could have had any race they wanted into. They decided to flip it on its head. And on top of all that, you could, as a Tolkien fan, you could tell what they didn't have rights to. So they had they couldn't say hobbits.
What?
You can't say the word hobbits in there.
You gotta say haba.
No.
You're gonna say hobbit with hobbits, a hard T?
They couldn't use Gandalf. So they had Gandalf in it. But they didn't call him Gandalf. So that
Is
stranger,
he just the wizard? Oh,
he's called the Stranger. Because they don't have rights to
it's the Gray. What's up, Gray?
So
high five.
Warner Brothers still has the rights so instead of the hobbits, they're called the Harfoots, which is a breed of hobbit. But it's still a hobbit. But they're calling them the Harfoots, who are the worst people ever. By the way, they have a whole speech on how they travel. They migrate. They're nomads.
They like
and if anybody
they're like gypsies.
They're like gypsies, and if you fall behind, you're screwed. If you sprain your ankle, they're not going to stop for you. They're just going to leave you to die. It's really messed up and stupid. But they subverted everything possible in it. I'm surprised they didn't have a gay story. That'll probably be next season. I'm probably saving it for next season because Tolkien really down.
Yeah, dude, they gotta fucking eat some strawberries.
To be fair, he was Catholic.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the orc fucked the boy. Wow, that's really...
Wow, that was... You were very descriptive up until that point.
Wow. Yeah, that was short in one sentence. Like,
His brother was a Catholic priest, so one of his... Yeah.
I love, like, if you guys have... you've read Dune, Cody. You've read all the Dune series. The world Tolkien built, especially with Samarilla. I did hate that Hobbit was 3 movies instead of 1, and then Lord of the Rings, which is a book apiece, and they made 3 hours per movie, and you're like, hey, this makes sense. Hobbit, let's stretch this bitch out as much as possible.
It was money.
It was. Oh yeah, you read, Peter Jackson got fucked taking over that one. That's my favorite story. Is like after everything, they paid him enough money to be like, okay, I'll do it. After 2 directors, I think at that point,
Guillermo del Toro got fired. Yeah. He said he left, but he got fired.
You didn't know this?
Del Toro was gonna fucking direct
Yeah, he was.
He was very influential in the first one. You'll see a lot of his stuff in the first one.
Yeah,
that's
why when we had dope orcs, like the actual the white orc,
the pale orc.
The pale orc. Sorry. Pale orc. The original costume design for that, there was no CG. It was an actual dude in a costume like the original 3, and it looked so goddamn.
Yeah, and they
gangster.
CG'd it. It was pretty terrible.
Dude,
after that.
Yeah, Del Toro, and I swear there
then
was
that
one
frame
more.
rate they ran too. It was
48.
Like it was 48 frames
Yeah, everything
per
looks
second.
super choppy and weird.
It looked really weird.
Oh shit, that actually does look dope.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's rad.
looks
G-Van,
so much
they're gonna
better.
try
The gray one. It looked, and they have a full body too, like him standing, and it's gangster looking.
Looked
Yeah.
way better.
God
But-
damn.
Oh well.
Okay, that's fucking rad.
I would have watched it then, but then when,
It's just like the fucking. I'm sorry, like Hollywood does this all the fucking time. Like just with the reboot of the Thing or the prequel
yeah,
to the
I was about
Thing,
to bring that up.
where they did everything practical effects, just like the original movie, like the original 1980s Thing. They did like just the super, because that was like the pinnacle of practical effects. And they recorded the whole fucking movie with practical effects. They even had, I think it was like Tom Savini, like the real like OG dudes. And then the studio's like, nah, it looks too old school. Make everything CG. And so they CG'd over the practical effects.
and they still
in the
over
final
and,
cut.
and that's what fucking kills me. And they have side by sides, and you can see the practical, and it looks so much better. And they're like, it was that weird part of like 2010 to 20 where they're like, hey, we need more CG. No, it needs to look more video game. And you're like, no.
No. It looked cool as fuck, dude.
Yeah, and it's led to the crap CG we have now.
It sucks that the nerd culture is where it's no different than the gaming culture. You had that mass flood of mobile games. Everyone was in a quote unquote gamer or just very basic and like, I'm a gamer. Same for anime right now.
I play Fortnite.
And I'm not a gatekeeper. I want people to consume this media. It is just understand the culture behind.
Yeah, nerds are very welcoming people. They will share, as a matter of fact, overshare everything with you that they love. Okay,
Called autism.
It is. So
If you ask about their favorite train, you're fucked.
you're screwed. Oh, you're on a live stream and you say the word anime, you will get 90 minutes of anime recommendations, which is awesome. That's the way it's supposed to be. But the activist culture that has come in, which is basically a bunch of dudes and women who took
Activist
women's
culture is
study.
the best way to. Holy shit! I never thought about that. That is now how I will describe that.
That's what games media, I call them access media. So the gaming media, entertainment media has all become activism. So, and they frame everything, every review, every article on, like, say you're writing a story about American history. Well, how does it relate to now? Like how, are you exposing the colonizers or some crap like that instead of like showing something for what it is?
Like, I just
Same
wanna
with
tell
an
you what
adaptation.
happened.
Yeah, I just
Like-
want to tell you a story. But that's where DEI comes in. DEI has kind of effed up everything over the last 10 years. They were very open about it a few years ago. They're not so, they're kind of trying to hide their internet history now. And we've had the BlackRock founder come out in 2017 saying we want to force behaviors and we're going to do it through corporate culture, which in turn turns into Hollywood. We have the new
What is
Oscar
the
rules.
DIY?
DEI.
Diversity,
DEI.
equity, and inclusion.
Okay, sorry. I misspoke. Yeah. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, not ethnicity. Same thing.
This is actually that rating program that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Inc. is
It's why
certainly
fucking
going.
doors fall off of airplanes now.
Watch this, Cody. Do you know what this is?
No, I know exactly what it is.
Okay, for the viewers out there, because I just learned this like as of a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I was like, this makes so much more sense because we have experienced different sides of this, but seeing how it's affecting everything and then hearing about it and then reading and doing research, I was like, oh, this is a fucking thing. Holy shit.
And it's been a thing. And it's been creeping into every institution in America. I mean, I just cover nerd and pop culture, so like it's silly stuff, but like
Oh, it's
culture,
affect business. We've seen it.
culture really isn't silly. Politics is downstream from culture, as Andrew Breitbart said, right?
Yeah.
So it affects your kids. who are watching TikTok, who are playing these games, who are reading these comic books, who are watching these movies. It affects adults. It affects everyone. And again, I just keep it in the entertainment space. But when it gets serious is when it gets into our schools, which it's already infiltrated and destroyed. And it gets into things like flying planes. And now, we make the joke, but that's what DEI does. It doesn't bring equity. It makes people question that now. It makes are you a diversity hire or did you get here on merit? Now we don't know. And that's effed up for everybody. That's up. And like just the last 24 hours, I still live in San Francisco, SFO, plane was flying. I don't know if this happened in a day or the last couple of days, but a tire fell off a plane.
Oh, I saw that.
Crushed all those cars. Yeah, the United flight crushed a bunch of cars in the parking lot. And then in Houston yesterday, plane, the landing gear collapses. I mean, I'm sure this has all just been a giant coincidence. Right when DEI is being forced in by BlackRock, and they're just one of them.
Yeah.
And BlackRock is an investor firm. I don't know I'm not a financial analyst, but they have a lot of influence.
They control they
have more influence than the president.
They control quite. So, like,
Yes.
I will say this: like, there's a bit of a media thing. Like, anytime something gets popularized and like people know that people are clicking on certain things, just like you have like the Myrtle Beach shark attacks, right?
Yep.
It could be a year where it's like this is totally statistically average.
Yep.
This happens all the time. Nobody just talks about it, but they hear like shark attacks, record shark attacks, and everybody does articles on it, even though it's like statistically insignificant, or it's not an anomaly. How about that?
Yeah, it's just
like and maybe the shit's been happening all the time with planes and things like that.
Yeah,
but
we're
now,
just finding out.
Now it's just kind of like now it's in the news and things like that. But at the same time, you're 100% correct. Like organizations like BlackRock have a shitload of political influence. They have a shitload of influence over just culture in general because they own controlling interests or interests in general. And so,
Speaking of BlackRock, I just want to state that if you guys are interested in more stuff about BlackRock, I highly suggest checking out an investigation that happened recently with BlackRock and people that work there, and you can all check it out on the channel Steven Crowder. Okay, they went undercover, they did some crazy shit to uncover some dark secrets going on with the company BlackRock. I highly recommend checking it out.
so many fucking aspects of our life. I feel like I'm on fucking Fox right now.
Well,
Are you doing your political thing right now?
I might be. I really don't like it.
It's a really easy.
I
It's an easy Google search to see how much stock BlackRock owns in Disney, Warner Brothers, Amazon, Netflix. Just go look. It's damn near the majority in everyone.
Also on Open Secrets and different, places like that, you can see how much BlackRock has invested in politicians. Like, for example, Tony Gonzalez. It's very weird. You can look this all up on Google. It's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's just an easy Google search.
Ding. And oh man, I fucking
New tab though.
New tab. That's a shirt. Just new tab. It is the level of influence that people do not. It sounds like crazy thought, especially for your general audience. It's like, nah, they're just over exaggerating. No,
like mainstream media will call us just because you're talking about it right now. They're going to call us conspiracy theorists.
Of course.
How dare you follow the money?
I thought it was crazy too. But at least when I was. When the channel was just starting up and it was like 100 people watching, I'm like, let's get crazy. Let's talk about it. Let's see what happens. Let's go down this rabbit hole. It'll probably be nothing.
Let's light this candle.
Yeah.
There's so many times. It's just like, the MLK assassination thing. Like so many times I'll just enter into it like joking around like that. Like, fuck it, let's look into it. Let's research this a little bit because it's a little silly conspiracy theory. Then you look into it like an hour later, you're like, the FBI killed MLK. Fuck me. All right.
And they do diversity hires isn't based off of merit, which kills me because I truly believe I don't give a shit about anything like race, creed, religion. I want the best possible for the job. But these individuals would go and be like, no, you cannot hire that individual because they're race, color, religion. You have to hire the other individual. And you're like,
which is illegal.
Well, and it's back to
illegal.
It's back to MLK. It's the whole like, I have a.
Speaking of that, comedian Tyler Fisher. He's a guy that works actually at the Daily Wire. He actually was trying to get on with an agent and stuff like that to get his name out there. This was before he worked for Daily Wire, and they told him that he could not work with them because he was white. They have a whole episode about this on Dr. Phil, which I actually highly recommend that. I'll link that down below if I can find it. But that's crazy, just like... Okay, so they will they'll let anybody that has a different skin color or different ethnicity, but they won't let white people. They're racist towards white people. Like, what the hell? It's crazy.
And he's like, I don't want it. Like, exactly why this is for you.
It's internet culture. This is where it starts taking over. When we start getting more YouTubers in office.
Well, I want to be careful about that, but that's actually one part that I was like, man, I don't know if I want to start this wave.
Culture is only as healthy as its comedy, and our comedy is like. I just watched the damn movie, and it wasn't really that good. But Anyone But You is the first comedy to make over $200 million at the box office.
Wait, what is this?
Since Bridesmaids.
Anyone But You.
Anyone But You. It's Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, well,
that's why everybody watched it. But honestly, wasn't that
Give
great
me two reasons why anybody would watch that movie.
Sydney Sweeney.
No, I wasn't the two reasons I was thinking.
I want to tell you when comedy died. Fucking Hangover.
Yeah,
Hangover.
that's pretty much it. It's like Bridesmaids was
like,
after that, but that was the last like super big comedy hit. And
Paging
and
who?
Anyone But You is the
Paging who?
Dr. Faggot.
Paging Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Hangover is one of the best comedies ever made. Director's Cut's even better.
Tropic Thunder in that.
By the way, Todd Phillips directed.
Another one.
Directed the same guy who directed Joker. Directed Hangover. So
Yep.
and
No
Old
shit.
School. Yeah, Todd Phillips.
He
Great.
also directed War Dogs.
Yeah. Yes.
It's that was a very good fucking movie.
Dude, when you have good directors, usually they might have some one-offs. Your director did Sicario. Dune 2, I forget his name, sorry. Dune 2's director also did Sicario.
Yes, he did.
Shit.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, he did. He has some
Villeneuve.
bangers. He has some like
Villeneuve.
softer ones, but he has also bangers. But Dune 2, same dude that did Sicario.
But he
That makes
also
sense
did
'cause the
Blade
Dune-
Runner 2049, which sucked. So I will say that.
Well, the
unequivocally.
the Dune color correction was the same as Sicario Mexico, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, very yellow.
Sicario was good. I like
Sorry,
that
Gary,
one.
I interrupted the fuck out of you, man.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. So like comedy is and there's still great stand-up comedy out there. There's still like really, but they're Shane Gillis, Kurt Metzger, Chrissy Mayer. Got to plug my co-host on Friday Night Tight. She's awesome. 8 months pregnant, gets pepper sprayed at a show because her album is live from January 6th. So she's a little edgy. Yeah, she's awesome though. She's great. And
she got pepper sprayed at a show?
Yeah, recently she's 8 months pregnant too.
What the fuck? Okay, so I thought it was just a title behind. Okay. Go. What?
Chrissy Mayer, my co-host for Friday Night Tights, is a stand-up comedian, pretty damn based young lady, is 8 months pregnant, just got married, and yeah, she goes a little hard. She's gone viral a few times. Like Malaysia wanted to completely, the entire country of Malaysia wanted to.
I feel like we'd get along.
You would She made some. I forgot even what the joke was. It was about the airline, I think, about the missing plane, about like you would want
Something wrong. Holy fuck. We too low. Booting out. That played on actual news.
Somebody, she was doing a fan signing after the show, a show in Jersey, and somebody threw in one of those smoke bombs that's pepper spray, which is not good for a pregnant woman. And it's only because of her political views. Yeah. She won't get any gigs. Kurt Metzger, he's on, I'm blanking on that. Guy used to be on Young Turks. He has a podcast.
Chank?
Not Chank, not the horse lover. The one who's cool now.
Hassan
No,
Piker.
Hassan Piker. He's Hassan. I want to come to kill you.
in the ring, right?
No, at your house in Los Angeles.
At your house.
I love, for anyone wondering, this is the first day we met this dude.
I know,
And
this
they're
guy gets along
it's
with
gonna
us
look
so
like we're
fucking well.
lifelong friends.
I'm on the internet too much. I want to say it's the Jimmy Dore show. Kurt Metzger's on that. Kurt Metzger's awesome. There's a lot of great comedians out there, but they're not getting gigs in what they would normally get is a sitcom or something. I mean, it's a different world now, but there's no comedies. There's no raunchy comedies. There should be a Blazing Saddles about woke culture. Like, we need that. We'll know we're healing.
Yes, that would be amazing. Oh my goodness. I would probably watch the hell out of that. Which freaking sucks because Blazing Saddles is one of the greatest Mel Brooks movies. And what Mel Brooks did, I mean, even though I think he just produced it, I don't think he directed anything, but for History of the World Part 2 that came out on Hulu, absolute dog shit. It was not funny, it was stupid. It was just nothing compared to History of the World Part 1. Nothing compared to anything that Mel Brooks has done before. I don't know what the hell happened, but it was terrible. And I do not suggest watching that. Just ignore History of the World Part 2. Watch History of the World Part 1 only. Okay? And just know, History of the World Part 1 came out over like 30 years ago, and History of the World Part 2 only came out like a year or two ago. So, big difference in culture, big difference in just everything. Okay. But yeah, Blazing Saddles TV show, I would pay to watch that if it was good.
When that happens.
A black what?
A Blazing Saddles about woke culture.
I know.
A black what? Okay,
Sheriff's
gotcha.
what?
The sheriff is
The
near.
sheriff's near, yeah.
I will say one comedy that who was now I can't even remember the actress's name. She was in Hunger Games.
Good story.
Well, it's like
No, I know what you're talking about.
Oh
Jennifer.
my God. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
I did watch that movie.
First woman who's ever been in an action film, by the way. You do know that, right?
Oh, apparently, yes.
Yeah, did you ever see that interview?
The
Yeah.
first female
God.
protagonist.
The first female action star ever was Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I love Jennifer Lawrence, but that was just a stupid interview. I don't even know. It sucks that she went kind of down that route. But I will say her movie No Hard Feelings, that was actually really good. And I actually would recommend that movie. It was really good. She's really good at comedy. She's good at action, but she's really good at comedy.
That,
did
that
she
launched
say
the meme. She did. And that launched the meme like Jennifer Lawrence was Jesus. Jennifer Lawrence was the first everything.
Because her new comedy, I forget what it's called. It
The
was
one where she's butt naked on the beach.
Yeah.
she signed up to do that fucking thing. She read it and she was like, "That's hilarious," and her entire team was like, "No."
I mean, her butthole's already been on the internet. It's
Yeah.
But her team still was like, "No." So that scene caught me so off guard because it hides everything up into the reveal, and she just comes out and beats the shit out of those dudes naked, and you're like, "Oh, that's her bush. Oh, this is body double, right?" You Google and you're like, "Nope, Jennifer Lawrence signed up to."
Yeah.
Dude, she
This is how bad things are.
I think it's Just Friends.
He's shocked.
Just Friends, is that the name?
Yeah, Just Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually was pretty.
I will be right back, guys. I smell something burning. I don't know if it's in my place, but just continue watching.
Fucking funny.
But you're shocked at seeing like somebody, but like I'm.
It wasn't. I didn't even care.
Remember
that.
PG-13 boobs? Remember PG boobs?
Oh yeah, PG.
Okay, PG boobs. There'd be boobs in PG movies.
Back in
We've
the-
regressed as
Well, that was
society.
like before like the 1980s.
Airplane had boobs. That was 1980.
That was like 1979.
1980.
Was it 1980?
1980?
Because I think
questioning
the
his
first.
autism.
I think and I'll tell you why my autism kicks in here. I feel like the first ever PG-13 movie was Red Dawn, 1984.
It might have been, and it was one movie. Some people like to say it might be two. I'll give you that because there's a guy. One of my friends always argues with me. But Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom created the PG-13 movie.
The heart
Yeah.
ripped out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they ripped out the heart. There's also an argument that Gremlins might have done it, but it was Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Indiana Jones was God. I could. There's what I love about these episodes because you are the outlier in our usual role of like military veteran humor, and YouTube guests. You check that one up, but the level of nerd and how much
We haven't done this in a while.
I know, and I'm fucking so happy because it is like I can bring up the two new Indiana Jones movies. I don't know you're gonna fucking shit on them because you.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
didn't.
Terrible.
I didn't.
You are in the same boat where we're like, fuck. It's the gaming community. What's nice is video games, anime, or the like Marvel comic book. It is all the same. Where we see this absolute shit that gets rolled out, and you're like, how is this so fucking hard to do this right? If you followed the script, all you have to do is follow the source material, and you will have hyper success. Why do you deviate from that fucking source?
This is where it gets back to DEI. So we'll explain it through Indiana Jones and the diaper of destiny. So
what is it? Fucking Critical Drinker said is like the dial tone of destiny.
Yeah, he had a different title. He had a different title to everything, which was really good, really good. In my video, the plot synopsis is this. And I'm not kidding or over exaggerating. Indiana Jones teams up with an insufferable feminist to save Hitler. That's what the movie's about.
Hold on, what?
That's what the movie's about.
Go on. Now
break it down.
I haven't fucking seen it.
If you go on the core plot, Indiana Jones is with an insufferable feminist saving Hitler. That's what they do.
All right, well, maybe
And
let's
they
not
save
throw
him
out
at
the
the
baby
end.
with the bathwater. What's this movie about?
So where DEI comes in, it's a writing.
Oh, I'm happy, boys. I'm scratching that itch.
You guys really need to talk to my co-host Ryan Kendall because he's the most racist person I know, and you fit in so well here.
I love Ryan Kendall. Actually, I probably watch his content more than everybody else's in Nerdrodic's group because Ryan is hilarious and he's got some really good takes. And I would probably get along with Ryan very well if I was to ever meet that guy.
Ow!
He fit in so well.
His last name is Herrera. Come on, you're fine.
I've got some air cover. It's plus 30 plot armor.
Plus 30 plot hours, I guess.
So the reason where DEI comes in is where they limit your script. So you said producers always ruin shit. Well, they do. They have DEI. They have sensitivity readers for scripts. So they'll make a script and they go, yeah, that shows some inherited or there's some racism there. There's some unconscious bias there, and this woman is second fiddle to this man, even though the franchise is about a man named Indiana Jones. It's like, no, he's got to be a broken down old man. And she's got to be the one
the Luke
who the
Skywalker
story's about.
Treatment.
Yes,
yeah.
The Luke Skywalker treatment. So we're going to subvert this, and then we'll call it subverting expectations. And basically, this woman who's the key to everything will show our old hero the way where he was wrong, where he used to do stuff. So it's not bringing in a new character and just making her. Nobody gives a shit about if it's a woman or what. We've already talked about that. It's how they do it. For one, they're not feminine at all. They always have to be in power, and it's a bait and switch. It's like I'm going to see an Indiana Jones movie. I don't want to see Phoebe fucking Waller-Bridge running around, and making Indiana Jones look like shit to the point where.
Just so you know, I did not watch the new Indiana Jones film. I refused to watch it. The last good Indiana Jones film was The Last Crusade, which came out in the 90s. And it's actually my favorite Indiana Jones film. Him and Sean Connery, great. It was a perfect movie. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was crap, but it's not as bad as the new one. And I know, like I said, I haven't seen the new one, but based off what everybody is actually saying about it, I know 100% that it's a terrible film.
Or at the end of the movie, he just wants to die. And as an audience member, I wanted to die.
It reminds me of God. Again, Critical Drinker just did a video on this not too long ago. It's the fucking company. I think it's like Sweet Baby or something like that.
Sweet Baby Inc.
Yes, they do like video game consulting.
Yes,
where they will get involved and they're like, all right, well, basically, let me tell you why having a white man as a protagonist is wrong. Let me tell you all the different ways that we can make this more inclusive and more acceptable to people who won't buy your fucking game.
I've never. Oh my god!
And they just basically they were behind. Like people, it's gotten to the point where they have a tracker now for games that this company has consulted
it's on Steam.
for.
And it's got over 200,000 followers. God bless the gamers. And
There's a reason we still call it gamer words.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's an aggregate, and it basically, if you go on Steam and you follow this account, they will show you every game that Sweet Baby Inc. is involved in. And Sweet Baby Inc. is that sensitivity I was reading, I was telling you about, sensitivity reading. There's a thing called bias check. It's all through Hollywood. And the funny part is the gaming companies are so fucking lazy that they can't even be woke on their own. They have to outsource their woke. So they outsource their woke to Sweet Baby Inc., who
fucking ruin shit.
Is racist as hell. And if the CEO just got busted, it's in the drinker video, and I put it in one of mine too, when we talked about it on Friday Night Tights. The CEO 3 years ago got busted saying, hey, if people don't really want to get on board with this, we need to make these executives scared to death. So, I mean, it's extortion.
They extort it. Yeah,
It's
exactly. Because they basically like, well, it would sure be a shame if we got on
happened to your
social
business.
media and
Called
talked
you
about how you
racist.
were racist
Yeah.
and how you didn't want to promote the message.
That's exactly what they did. So risk-averse companies go, oh, no, I'm not a racist. We'll hire you. Do whatever you want. Blah, blah, blah. And
Here's $250,000. Make it
Yep.
okay.
And then they write the game, and then the games suck because all of a sudden, for example, Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with Squad Kills the Justice League.
Yeah.
It's another bad
Which
Superman
was
story.
Fucking trash.
Total trash. So just to give you an example, Harley Quinn shoots Batman in the head, and the Flash gets killed, and then his corpse is pissed on.
That was so
That's
cool.
Sweet
right?
Baby Inc. That's
It
Sweet
wasn't even,
Baby Inc.
The problem was like it's not like, okay, I know it's called Suicide Squad.
Let's not forget the whole weird time travel pedophile type thing between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy that was very disgusting. I don't know if they kept it in the game, but I remember seeing footage about that. I remember watching that scene when I came across it. I was disgusted. Like, what the hell? Absolutely terrible game. I've even seen people play it because I do watch a lot of gamers. It's a pretty shitty game. There's just gosh, what has happened? What has happened to gaming? What has happened to Hollywood?
Squad Kills the Justice League, right?
Yes.
That's fine. It wasn't even written well.
No,
Like
the
Joker
mechanics
kills
were
Batman.
bad.
Or Batman kills Joker. Joker kills Batman. Which is the one?
Harley Quinn kills Batman.
I know, but in
Yeah.
the actual one where Batman dies, or is it Joker dies? That's like a famous comic.
Dark Knight Returns. Are you talking about the Frank Miller one? Because Batman kills Joker.
that
Yeah,
one, like
Joker
that's a
dies.
good
Joker
story.
dies. Yes.
How it progresses and it's breaking.
Yeah.
Even the Arkham Asylum
There
stuff.
could have
were
been a
like-
way you could have done. I mean, this was from the Arkham Asylum world. That's what really pissed people off. Is like that's the Arkham Asylum Batman who just got his head blown off by Harley Quinn, which is just like you don't do that. But you're right. There's a way like this could have worked, and there was other reasons why the game didn't work. And this is I heard this from my friends. I didn't play it. The mechanics were terrible. The story was terrible, and it's a complete flop. But it's also affected so many other games. Alan Wake 2. And it's just one company. It's just one aspect of this DEI problem, which is
existed.
basically constraining. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
terrifying.
and we are
for-
pretty in tune to the gaming culture.
Yeah.
That's
so
what's
like the fact
fucking-
that you didn't fucking know is a problem.
That's
for them.
and it's
it's
because
killing creativity.
Well, and that's where you can see why AAA's are fucking suffering and dying. Good. And then you have Helldivers 2, which
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
an
All I
indie
want to
game-
do is hang out with my fucking boys, hug on a ship, and kill some fucking bugs. How fucking hard is that?
That dude dying, the main dude is a white dude. I never thought about that till you're talking about it right now, and I still have no problem with
It's
it.
the most Aryan motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah, but it's a hilarious beat. No one, if you're a good human, you don't look at the fucking color of the skin and you're like, I don't feel right. I have the most Mexican name. Eli's not my first name, last name. It is. I have a fucking Hispanic ass name, more than even Brandon.
Yes.
We're just like, holy shit, that dude. What?
I wouldn't let him in the country based on his name alone.
And that's as it should be, where you're like, hey, because it is.
As it should be.
Yes, you shouldn't let me in the country.
That's some kind of watch list.
But the gameplay, none of us were like, man, did you see the guy's skin color at the beginning cinematic? We were just like, yo, Darnell shows up. He's like, bro, he's giving us hugs.
For democracy.
Yeah. Yo, our black friends just having a blast. Our Mexican, like, Cody's the
We
minority
all just
in this
get to be
group.
fucking patriots in power armor and hang out with the fucking boys while I drink and eat Whataburger. Like, it's fucking, that's peak life, dude.
Yeah. No one's a victim in this situation. We're just fucking winning at life. We're talking.
But activists don't want you. For one, they hate gamers. They made it very clear. I think the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. called them piggy babies. Gamers. Their clientele, piggy babies. So they hate fun. Activists hate fun. Have you ever seen a happy activist? No, you have never seen a happy activist because they don't exist.
They're all pretty fucking fat.
It's like a funny feminist comedian. It's a fucking myth, okay?
Go to Austin. See if you could find a happy activist.
Yeah. It's nothing's happy. I get sad in Austin. That's why I don't go.
I
joked around.
I existed.
No, I think we're moving towards a time where we can make those jokes. Though we need to
We're on the swing back.
We are.
We've been
we're
talking
taking it
about
back.
that, dude.
You got to take it
The
back.
pendulum is starting to swing back in the direction of comedy where people aren't so fucking upset about every fucking thing.
It's almost like context matters.
Right?
That's so fucking
Crazy
weird.
story.
Dude, when you see like Elon roasting Iger, like billionaires need to roast each other on Twitter, like that,
hilarious.
or on. It's great. It's good for humanity. You know,
Humanizing.
It is.
Like you fucking bleed. It is. It's 300 in now. It's just on Twitter.
Exactly.
It's not as
Exactly.
badass, but you bleed. I will roast you, and fucking everyone's gonna hop on this and cut you down as a person
Yeah.
if you're a piece of shit.
And I love what Elon said about it, where he's like, yeah, Twitter is the fucking PvP server of social media, because it fucking is. It absolutely is.
It is, and I think everything's changed because of that. It's forced all the other platforms to. I mean, they're still going to ban you. They're still going to be bad, but they couldn't be as bad because it was really strange when all these giant corporations who're supposed to be in competition with each other are lockstep doing the same thing. Isn't that weird?
Weird.
It's like they are fortifying something. I can't think of what, but Twitter, going off the reservation is I think the best thing to happen to our culture in a long time. It's not perfect. Elon's not perfect. I think he's kind of weird with some stuff, and I work for him, and I like the guy. I'm not putting shit in my brain, but
but it is a good step. If there is that diversity, that is the good diversity, where it is something that is like, hey, let's break the norm. This isn't right. What's happening? Why are these people getting silenced? And what do we call this? Like blocking. What do we call when you get fucking shadow banned?
Yeah.
Shadow banning and all that, where if you Google, it's like, this doesn't exist. Oh, everyone at this table has the analytics to back that statement.
Which it does.
Although, to be fair, like I will.
I've been shadow banned before. I've been taken off TikTok more than twice. I've been shadow banned on YouTube. I've been shadow banned on Facebook. I've been shadow banned probably on Twitter/X. I mean, the internet does not like me. I mean, I know I don't really have a big following, but I'm pretty controversial in some things I say, and I like to push buttons, and that usually causes a lot of issues. Like recently, on my Twitter X profile, I actually posted a fake quote, and Twitter took down, or X took down my post, and they pretty much blocked it from anybody being able to see it. And I was just like, so you stand for free speech, but you have a problem with using a fake quote, when I literally, it was so silly. I might still have it on my profile, I don't know, but head on over to my X profile and see if you can find it. I like to be controversial because that's just my type of attitude and humor. So, yeah.
We'll play devil's advocate on that one a good bit. There's a lot of people who you say they're getting shadow banned. It's because they feel entitled.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, I'm making content, therefore people should watch it. It's like, okay,
Yes.
about half of you just
content.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like you suck and
You
nobody
have to make
watches your
that
shit.
distinction. But
Yeah.
if you're watching and you're right. That's most of it. You're not being shadow banned.
But it does exist.
But it does exist because, if you make a certain amount of content, I went full bore on one video. It kind of went pretty political. Well, I did 3 political videos, and 2 of them were just busted on Gavin Newsom because I left California. Those are fun.
Fuck that guy.
I did it for fun. And then the other one was kind of a follow-up. My Razor Fist did a great video on Hollywood Was Always Red. So I kind of did my follow-up to that. And
Hollywood Was Always Red?
Hollywood Was Always Red. One of the best videos by Rageaholic, Razor Fist. He breaks it down. It's beautiful. And
what is he? What's the premise that he's?
the premise is, and he will explain this better. It goes through the unions. It goes through, I mean, like the beginnings of Hollywood through the unions, and then
Like communist, essentially?
Yeah, and the McCarthy era. And the McCarthy era was focused on other things than Hollywood. It's called the McCarthy era, but it's kind of a misnomer. There's much more to it than that. And it turns out a bunch of commies were actually in Hollywood. He wasn't wrong, and it turns out they are now too. So my whole point was, I was going off of Bill Maher, who's I think is mostly a freaking idiot, was talking about all the communism in Hollywood.
I feel
he
like
talks about
he's
it.
an honest idiot, though.
He's an honest idiot.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's not one that's like just an ideologue that's like bought into the corporations or anything. I feel like he actually like he'll call people out occasionally.
He will.
I'm like, oh, okay,
He's
son
just
of a bitch.
uninformed. He's a stoner idiot. Like Roseanne Barr had to tell him who the WEF was. It's like you cover news, dude. You don't know what the World Economic Forum is. Like I'm an idiot nerd, and I know what the WEF is.
My autism doesn't cover that.
Well, they're the people that
cover that.
They're the people that want to make sure that you would live in the pod and eat the bugs.
Oh yeah, step in line, stay in line.
Yeah,
step
but
in
it's
line.
good that he calls it out. So I did that video, and it performed like it was my best performing video ever. And then the YouTube just went beep because it said, well, it's my fault, by the way.
We all know when it's our fault
Because I put John Cena on the communist
We all
flag.
know.
So we put Cena's face on Xi Jinping on my thumbnail. Went a little hard on it.
I can
It was
see
worth
this.
it though.
You're like,
Artistically, it was worth it.
Like this one, this is on
But they
me.
shut it down like the next day, and it got 600,000 views in the first day, and it's gotten like 30,000 views since then. So it's a year old.
Oh wow! That
So
got
it exists.
throttled.
It definitely.
Yeah, they hit
exists.
that one.
Yep.
That was like dude. Cody, my favorite is Cody. So Cody has the amount of hurdle. He runs an Olympic hurdle race to get his green monetization. Just check.
Oh yeah.
And it is insane watching it because Cody's like, okay, the guns now sound like ducks. Everything is blurred on the screen.
Oh, God.
I can't
Yeah.
say any
I don't know how you
murder
get-
words.
To be fair, but people die in like 1 out of every 2 videos he posts.
Is it
like,
true?
Yeah,
But now it's like whack, 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 whack. Blurred. I'm like, I'm playing a Nintendo game and I don't know what the fuck happened. Other than Cody's telling me visually I feel like a deaf man hearing an audiobook.
Well, I only watch his channel when like I'm going into like relapse because I haven't seen him in like fucking 8 hours. So I just like I put on a little donut operator and like
sleep too.
light some candles.
I don't know how you get monetized at all. Good
bro.
on you if you do. Like
It's been hard the
Yeah.
past couple years, man. Because it started out as like, okay, you can't show death. Okay, I started blurring death, and then they're like, okay, you can't play gunshots. So I started doing duck sounds.
I don't know how the gunshot thing works still because I still get monetized at all my stuff.
There you go.
They don't hate you. Brandon, you're Mexican.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they still fucking hate me. Don't go there. They fucking hate
I
me.
support police. Like, that's what's happening there, dude. There's some fucking blue hair sitting at YouTube
Yep.
that is watching my channel that's like, I can do this and fuck with him.
And
If
Some
only
angry-
we
some
had somebody
angry-
in Congress that was willing to challenge big tech on all of these inconsistencies. Brandon Herrera for Congress.com.
Brandon Herrera for
$5
Congress.com.
per donation gets you an entry into a range date with us. What?
what?
Hey,
Wait, is that a thing?
fucking
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, we're doing that. We're rolling that out next.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Gary's like, this was a political fucking podcast?
He's like,
What?
No, 'cause
this
we're-
is like the most political. That is probably the most political episode. We don't.
And
go
actually, it's
into
not my fault this time.
I know, but it's still not fucking political. This is not fucking harping.
Thanks,
on
Nerdrodic.
You're welcome. Communism sucks.
Oh, Nick would love
God,
you.
yeah, we
God,
need
we
Nick
got.
on
Oh
here.
my God, if you get on with Nick, you're
that'd
gonna
be
have
lovely.
Just the most glorious rants possible.
There you go.
Now we have.
I feel like you're like a Cuban like banana boat refugee from California. You're like, I've seen the other side, brother. It's not good.
It's not good. It is not good. That prison has a beautiful weather. It's still a prison. So
it is really good weather over there.
It's great.
Fantastic.
California is my favorite state in the fucking country. If everybody who lived there just didn't.
Yeah.
They just didn't live there.
If we could if we can pick up Texas, just push it there. We'll just switch spots.
Yeah, if we could have a nice coast.
Yeah, it's a weird coast.
I would settle for just carving out Austin and giving it to California.
Yeah,
we could trade.
Yeah, they can have it. We just cut it out.
Bakersfield, Fresno, they're based. I mean, something.
We just trade cities.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, deal. We shake
you
on
go.
it, and it's done. We're like,
I'd love to say San Diego, but it's lost.
Well, guys, that is going to do it for watching these segments of this podcast. Again, go subscribe to the Unsubscribed podcast. Go check out Nerdrodic. Go check out his whole crew. I will leave links in the description box below of everybody that I can find. But seriously, what is your guys' thoughts on Hollywood right now? Is wokeness killing Hollywood? Ultimately, I think the answer is yes. And Hollywood's dead. And if they keep going down the rabbit trail that they're going to keep going with this DEI policy and women empowerment and just all this garbage, Hollywood's going to die very, very, very soon. That's why there are small YouTubers who are creating movie companies. They are creating production companies that are going to start making films and TV shows. That's why we have the Daily Wire. Not that they make always the greatest content, but they are a distribution company. They make shows, they make movies, they make documentaries, okay? They are anti-woke. Then we got plenty of other YouTubers that are starting their own movie companies. And we seriously need to come together as a group of people. We need to stand up against Hollywood. I'm not saying to go on no strike. I'm not saying to hold up signs in front of Disney that say, you guys suck. No, we need to band together, stand up against Hollywood, fight this battle, and win the war. Because currently right now, the battle's pretty even right now. Okay? It is pretty even. It is 50-50. A few years ago, it was more 25-75, okay? Which 75% was definitely more woke and everything. But now it's starting to finally even up a little bit. But we're still in that battle. We need to fight the battle. We need to win the war. We need to end woke culture. And that is the message for today, you guys. All right? This has been a great reaction. This has been a great video. Again, go check out everybody that I said. I'll leave as many links as I can in the description box below. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and to click that bell so you can save the date when I upload. If you want to support the channel, we have a merch page. We have brand new merch, and we have a Cash App. So, support us in any way. We highly appreciate it. Thank you very much, and remember to stay comical and classy. Take care.